Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. Woo, it has been a busy day, but all good, all productive. Super excited about all the changes that are coming our way. I'm going to share this out to my personal profile because I don't give myself enough time at the beginning of that intro. So if you haven't shared out, feel free to go ahead and do that. If you're tuning in live, let me know where you're tuning in from while I go ahead and share this out to my personal page. I hope that your Monday has been going really good because it's been busy over here and lots of things are coming your way for 2018. So I'm super excited about that. So let me write this real quick to my personal profile. All right, perfect. So 2018, are you guys ready? Are you ready for 2018? It's going to be the year of growth. Now, what does that mean? Well, every year, for whatever reason, about this time I get word predictions for that year, for the next year coming. So 2017 was change, which was a lot of change. I thought it was only going to be business changes, but it definitely was full circle changes. So now that we're on the path for 2018, the word is growth. And that's really fitting for a lot of things that are coming your way. So let's talk about them. First off, let's talk about Facebook. Facebook is making a lot of changes, and they're going to impact you big time. So before we even jump into that, let's talk about how you have your different platforms. Chances are you have your website, you have your blog, you have your Facebook page, you have your Facebook personal profile. You probably have other social media channels, right? Well, that's good, and you want to keep that momentum going. You want to be on a few different areas platforms, because you want to make sure that if something happens to one, it doesn't crush your whole business, right? So you want to keep that in mind. Now, you're going to hear about these changes, and we'll talk more about this when January rolls around, but Facebook is starting to change a lot more frequently with their algorithm, with how things show up in the news feed, how your page or your Facebook group is shown to others. So you really want to make sure that you keep up to date with those. And it's a lot of information to take in, I realize, but you want to stay up to date so that way you're just aware, and I'll try to bring you those updates as well. But also understand that these updates will impact everyone, and you just got to focus on what you bring to the table, and that is the content. Focus on delivering the content so that it doesn't really matter what happens to these updates, because I mean, at the end of the day, let's be real, right? At the end of the day, you have no power over these updates that Facebook puts out there. So you can't change that. But what you can change is what you use the platform for and how you use it. So let me explain a little bit more. When it comes to Facebook, they're getting smart. They're starting to listen to me, to others that are like me, right? With talking about, it's about the engagement. It's not about the number of followers you have. It's not about the number of likes you get or the number of live viewers you get. So what I've been telling you guys, and what I'll continue to tell you, is don't worry about the numbers. Worry about the content. Worry about the relationships and building those relationships. And so what happens a lot of times, and I'm going to tell you about this new update that Facebook is coming up with, but what happens a lot of times is we start to freak out because we're like, oh my gosh, Facebook's making a change. How am I going to get seen? How is anything going to happen? Well, the first question should be, what are you doing? What's your part? Like, what are you doing to be seen? Don't rely on Facebook's algorithm and that machine to be pushing your content out there. Like, you still have to do the work. You still have to show up, deliver the content, and share it out, right? And you want to focus on the people that you attract and the people that show up. So whether you have one person show up to your live broadcast, or 5 people on the replay, or some people, like maybe 10 people on your email list, whatever it is, focus in on those people, because they're the ones who are paying attention to you. They're the ones who are going to start spreading the word. And then that's how you're going to get your information seen and heard on Facebook, right? So Facebook now is changing up the algorithm, or will be coming in 2018, where they're starting to focus more on engagement versus likes and followers. And there's an article on TechCrunch where they have a little bit more information on this. And basically, they are calling it, let's see, Facebook is clamping down on posts that shamelessly beg for your engagement. So they show a couple of posts. Vote baiting is one of them, where you vote. So one of the examples is voting on your 2018 goals, and they have 4 pictures, right? And then they have you do the different emojis, so a heart emoji or a like or laughter. Now that could be a fun way to get people engaged in your Facebook groups or on your Facebook profile page, but that's going to get you penalized. And then they have another one, react baiting, which, like this if you love whatever. I mean, it's kind of hard to determine. Supposedly they have their machine will know, but again, this is a machine, right? And there's going to be a lot of things going on with this. We'll have to pay attention to it and see how it works. But at the end of the day, don't focus on that. Don't focus on how they're changing the game up for how your stuff is going to be seen in the newsfeed. What you want to focus on is educating your audience and sharing with them how they can keep up with you. So for instance, here on Facebook, you obviously showed up because you got a notification, whether it was a live notification, which you've said, yes, I like Ed Troxel Creatives page, and yes, I want to follow it and I want to see it first. That's one way of doing that. Another way is you might have saw somebody share it, and then you clicked on it to see what it was about, and then now you can start to follow the page, or at the end of the broadcast, it will actually ask you to turn on live notifications. So these are kind of little things where you have to plant the seed yourself, and actually I'm going to be updating my pinned post here soon. I'm actually working on something fun for that to educate you and whoever else comes to the page. But the point is that you want to make sure that you're showing up, you're delivering the information that you have and that you want to share with everyone. That's all you have to do. And educate, of course, them on how to stick with you and how to keep up with you. Like my page, follow my page, turn on notifications. Also, if you want, go sign up for my email list over at checkwithed.com. Like, you want to make sure that you are giving those directions to people so that they have those for reference, so that they know where to go. Because this live, for instance, is on Facebook right now, but it's going to be elsewhere. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be in an email. It's going to be wherever. So you want to make sure that you educate people because they may not be tuning in directly to your Facebook Live on Facebook. It might be repurposed later. So you want to make sure that you are sharing that information. Then you don't have to worry about what changes Facebook's doing because one, you can't change it anyway, but two, that's not going to be a factor anymore because you're doing your part. You're showing up, you're sharing your information, and you are educating them. So that's a big one. Also in 2018, coming up soon, is the show. I'm going to be really changing this up a little bit in a good way. It's going to be similar to this format, but it's just going to be a little bit, taking it to the next level. I'm basically going to make this into a talk show for you guys. I'm going to bring on guests. I'm going to have a little bit different on the intro video. There'll be options for outro video, advertising, things like that. So it's going to be fun. It's going to make it more entertaining, hopefully, for both of us, and still deliver information that you need and that hopefully you want, which is why you're following me. So look for that. That's going to be coming in January. It's going to be called Ed Talk TV. So you'll see a flyer for that coming soon. So I'm really excited about that. Let me also check my notes here just to make sure I covered. The same thing applies to groups. So everything I'm talking about for Facebook, it applies to your Facebook business pages and your groups. And so you want to make sure that you're just sharing what you know and making sure that you educate people on how to get it, how to find it, and how to share it out and to keep coming back. Because that's all you can do. That's the only power you have because you don't own Facebook. So make sure that you have that option there and that you're constantly telling people, and make sure that you're connecting with them on other platforms too, whether it's your email list, I call that your own platform, right? So email list is where you want to drive people because that's where you have more control. And so if anything happens to your Facebook page, you still can connect with those people. So that's why I'm always telling people, hey, go to checkwithed.com, sign up for my email list. I don't spam you. I hopefully will send you an email once a week, if that. Email, it is what it is. It's fun, but it's just a way to keep in contact, right? So that's what you want to make sure you're doing. And then there's this debate going on, and I don't know how I feel about it. When it comes to links and sharing a link, for example, you'll see here on the page that I share different links to articles that I come across. We'll say TechCrunch, for instance, since we're talking about this new Facebook engagement factor that they're doing. So there's this article for TechCrunch. Now, I want to share that with you guys, so I'll drop that in the comments afterwards. However, there's a lot of debate, and it just depends on who you talk to, and I haven't tested this, so I can't confirm it, but I'll tell you my thoughts in a second. So there's this debate about dropping links in a Facebook group or on a Facebook page and having that bring your reach or your engagement level down because Facebook doesn't want you going elsewhere. They want you to stay on their platform. For me personally, especially because a lot of the links that now when I click on them on Facebook, they keep me on Facebook. They just open in a new browser through Facebook though. So I'm still there, and then when I close it, I'm right back to my news feed. So I find that to be a lot more seamless now than it used to be. That being said, for me personally, I don't think holding back a link is worth it in that sense. I mean, what I'm trying to say is I'm a resource and I share that information out. I'm here to share the information. I'm here to share the links to the appropriate sources and whatever. I don't want to make you have to go hunt for these things. I don't want to just say, oh, by the way, Facebook is doing this whole change up and you can, you'll figure it out. Go find it somewhere. Well, if I have the link right here, why wouldn't I just give it to you? Like that's a user experience, right? You come here to find what you need and go about your day. So that would be in my opinion, that's a bad user experience if I can't provide you the link. So when it comes to your page and your groups, test it out, see what works. For me personally though, I'm going for user experience. I don't care about the numbers. If it pushes my reach down a little bit, it is what it is. That's why it's important for you to follow the page and to see the notifications first, right? The posts. That's that part of educating your customers, your viewers, your followers. So that's just me though. You do what you need to do, but for me, it's more important to have that user experience and to provide what I have in front of me than it is for me to send you on a hunt and waste your time, right? That's kind of a big one in groups too. And I'm going to throw this out there and you feel free to jump in the comments, even if you're watching the replay about this, but it makes me also wonder why so many groups don't have a whole lot of engagement is because of the rules. Now, let me expand upon that. When it comes to Facebook groups, I know that you have to have rules, right? There are rules. You don't want people spamming, especially when you start having hundreds and thousands of people. You really want to keep things, neat and tidy and respectable, right? I get that. What I will throw out there is I'm wondering if your group is suffering from lack of engagement, because I've seen this come up in recent weeks a lot. People are saying I post things, I share things, but I don't have the engagement. There's people that they're not talking. I want you to look at your rules. I want you to start diving a little deeper and seeing, are there too many rules? Is there too much? Am I expecting too much? And here's what I mean by that is the fact that, and let me just make sure that I'm still live because my phone was ringing and I want to make sure that I'm still live and not just talking to myself. So give me a second to refresh my page because I have the computer on as well here. Okay, so it looks like I'm still live. Perfect. Okay, cool. So what I mean by that is I'm a part of a lot of Facebook groups, right? I try to do my best to jump in there, share what I have, and go for it. But let me tell you this, and this is what holds me back. I'll be honest. This is what holds me back in a lot of groups. I have so many groups that I'm in, which I love, and they're great, and they're all for different reasons. But here's the thing. I cannot go in to a group and drop a quick knowledge or a quick resource without pausing, thinking about what group this is, going and looking at their rules, and seeing, is this okay? Some of those rules are very long. Why waste my time? I'm trying to be valuable resource for the group. I'm trying to engage. I want to provide value because that's just who I am. And I realize not everyone is coming from that place, and that's okay. That's why there's rules. But when it comes to these Facebook groups, and please feel free in the comments later to share what your thoughts are on this, but I'm wondering if part of the reason why you don't have enough engagement in your groups is because there's too many rules. And for me, for someone like me who loves to share resources and to just pop in and be like, yes, I got your question. Here's a quick answer for you. Go check out XYZ. Boom, done. A lot of times I can't do that. I have to hold myself back because I have to think, well, whose group is this? What are the rules? And then I have to scroll through the rules to see, does this qualify as not being able to share this? Are links allowed in this one? Are promos allowed here? Like, I get it. And of course with promos, that's different, like kind of ranting a little bit. But with promos, there's specific days, and I get that. You don't want to, spam the group. That's totally fine. But I'm really talking more about like sharing the resources and being of value and looking at what you're providing and the space that you're providing it, and then seeing if that might be something that holds people back. And maybe you even quiz people in the group. It's just things to think about as we talk about the changes that Facebook's implementing and what you can and can't control, and how you can start educating your followers, your tribe, and seeing from them what you can do to make the user experience better. Because remember, we're talking about the user experience. You don't own Facebook. You can't change how that interface looks, but you are creating your page. You are creating your group. That's a space that you have some control over in providing those rules, in providing those posts, in providing that area for people to come together and really connect. So I don't know. That's what was on my mind today. So I hope that helps, and that maybe you're feeling the same way. I don't know. I feel like when I go into these groups, I want to just help people and jump in there and get to work in the few seconds or minutes that I have. But a lot of times those rules they kill me, like, because I can't share a link, and I can't, I got to watch my wording on this. And it's just like, this is a lot of work for a free group that I'm trying to be helpful in, So anyway, that's my point. Again, Facebook's changing their algorithm around. You can worry about it, but there's not much you can do about it, except you can show up, you can engage, you can share the knowledge with your followers. Don't worry about the numbers. Educate them on how they can like, follow, and see first your posts for your page, and make sure that they have those notifications turned on. That's how you can get those people to keep coming back and to engage. So that's your job. And then let them do their job. And by them, I mean your followers, your tribe. Their job is to come in and check out those notifications. Their job is to come and think about what information they want to take away from your broadcast, your posts, and all of that. So hope that helps. Like I said, 2018, we're going to have changes, good changes. We're going to make this into a talk show. I'm going to bring on a lot of guests. I have big plans for it. It will be fun. It will be fun for all of us. So make sure that if you haven't followed the page and haven't turned on your notifications, you do that. At the end of the video, there should be an option as well. Facebook usually puts turn on notifications after a broadcast. So yeah, if you want, even on the replay, think about this and then come back and drop comments down below. That'd be awesome, and we'll talk to you later. Take care, guys. If you need a little bit more of Ed in your life, you can also check out iTunes, where my Check with Ed show is. Enjoy, have fun, and I look forward to connecting with you and hopefully working with you soon. Take care.